Welcome to this episode of Conspiracy Cast right here on Tales of Earth. Today we are talking about celebrity imposters. That's right, some of those celebrities out there are not real. I mean, they're real, but they're not real.
They're real.
They're sort of real. Some are clones, some are robots, some are just body doubles that have taken over other people's careers. So before we begin, we just want to clarify that we are not experts at all. We find what information we can on these conspiracies, and then we just talk about it. We talk about how plausible they are, whether or not we think they're real, and in that vein, let's begin.
Let's do it.
Okay.
That was very short without Benny here to interrupt and play music videos.
Yeah. There are no... Okay, so there are... unlike many of these conspiracies that we've covered on this channel and on Benny's Beard, his other channel where this started, this conspiracy doesn't have any scientific backing. It doesn't have any like serious historical references. This is just people assuming that celebrities have been replaced in some way, such as Eminem. Which is the real Eminem? The blue one? The brown one? The green one?
I don't know if you're making a joke about M&Ms or if we're talking about the actual guy.
Yeah, Eminem. Like, when was Eminem blue?
Yeah.
When he was a part of Blue Man Group, don't you know that?
Of course.
So everybody from so Eminem, Beyonce, because apparently Beyonce is just at the heart of like every conspiracy theory.
She's a lizard
right
person,
now.
Illuminati body double.
Yes, that is exactly right.
I got it.
So she's sort of real. So what is the issue? There are several celebrity imposter claims. Doubles. Okay, robots. We covered all of our bases. Let's go ahead and jump into some of these. Okay. The first one we have listed here comes from the BBC, actually. And it is Beyonce is apparently a clone. So from the BBC says this is a pretty recent theory spawned mere months ago. It essentially suggests she died in 2000. That's how most of these theories start, is that the celebrities died and they were in some way replaced. And the Queen Bee we all know and love today is not but a clone. I'll warn you now, this pretty much follows the mold.
The oldie English.
Yeah, it's BBC for you. The mold for most theories. Bad news for the fans who shelled out a gazillion pounds to see her in concert this week then.
Gazillion.
Just to make sure
leading the
it's
charge,
a lot of money.
Leading the charge was Facebook user Stephen J. Thomas. For all you true, and this is quoting him, for all you true Beyonce Queen Bee emoji, apparently used an emoji, fans, the chick on the left, that's right, is her from 2010, but the chick on the right is not. So we're going to pause there. And I had brought this up earlier.
Yes, you did.
I find it fascinating that people will take these pictures and whoever's editing this, please, if you can, find these pictures of these celebrity clones and put them up side by side. They take these pictures, they put them up side by side, and this is 6 years apart. Right. Different lighting conditions, different makeup, different hairstyle, different angle, probably a different lens.
Different person.
Different quality camera taking
different
the
quality
picture.
camera, yes. Different event. Therefore,
different
must
person.
be a different person.
Yes. Yeah, right.
And usually this is all that this theory has going for it, is that these are different people because they look a little different 6 years apart.
Right, and also to throw into that, we're also talking about celebrities whose appearance is pretty much their entire job.
Yes, yes.
In a world where there's plenty of surgery and procedures that make you look younger or all of that stuff.
Like literally it's a different person.
That's the position you're going to hold.
The surgery is actually, they just go, okay, so DNA, grow a new person.
Let's think about it. If you're trying to replace a celebrity, Dan, what's the best way to do it when they come in for a plastic surgery?
This is true.
Then you can be like, yeah, they had plastic surgery. That's why they look slightly different.
Oh yeah.
Part of me really hopes that when they grow these doubles, they do it like those little dinosaurs where they're just little pill and then you put it in water. It just expands into a person.
They just have like a pack. They have a pack of foam Beyonce.
So that they're like, oh crap, that one's deflating. We need to throw another one in the cup of water.
Why does she
That's a conspiracy in itself.
She just came out of the little...
Why does she always look like she's got wet hair?
Why did you throw that into a cup? There's no room.
That's
We
not your
told you.
medicine.
Yeah.
That's Beyonce.
Oh, that was
So before we go on with that, Beyonce was the first example.
Yes.
And I've gone over several different examples of celebrity replacement. What do you guys think about the whole theory that celebrities have been replaced, or they're not who they are, or who they claim they are?
Here would be my question.
Yes.
Why?
That's my biggest question
What would be
too.
the point of replacing a celebrity?
Money. Whoever's making money off the celebrity
Well, okay,
wants to
all right,
shell
I
out.
I could see.
They
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
shell
yeah.
out billions of dollars to
Right.
clone someone so they can make a few million.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't. I feel like it's not
The
cost
math
effective.
It's not very cost effective.
You know what I'm saying? You're like, okay, you have Beyonce. Beyonce's. Let's say Beyonce's manager
Right.
was like, oh no, Beyonce died.
Right.
I don't know how. Let's say she died.
Yeah.
Oh, what are we going to do? That's no big deal. We'll just shell out a little small fortune to make a new Beyonce.
Yeah.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Right.
It's in their contract.
Now, why does it
If
say-
you die, we
You will
will
be
make a
repla-
copy of you, and we will control it and ruin your image. No,
I knew I should have
Yeah.
read that contract.
Actually, it's true. Yeah.
I have
that's
actually.
why. That's
it's in
why
my
you read the
contract.
fine print, folks.
That's true.
Okay, so the next one is Paul McCartney. From one of the freshest clone theories to one of the oldest. Beatles purist. Sorry to bring this up again, but as you well know, there are some out there who believe Paul has actually been dead since the ripe old era of the mid-'60s. Some think a convenient look-alike was found. Others follow a more Donald Marshall line and believe a clone was purpose-built. Though all largely agree his replacement went by the name of Billy Shears, or the occasional theorist, Billy Shears, or the occasional theorist who thinks Paul, in fact, became some bloke called Fall. F-A-U-L, as in like fake Paul.
Paul McCartney.
Fall McCartney.
So
And
wait, hold
again, they're comparing a 1963 photo, straight on, very young Paul McCartney, to a 1965 photo where there's a mic in front of his face.
Right.
And
He's making like
singing.
a singing face.
Yes,
Yeah,
different haircut. This is, I believe, also after a car accident.
However, that would be the perfect excuse to say that you've cloned someone because you go,
Yes.
oh, well, they look slightly different because they
were in the car
in
accident.
an
So
accident.
it's like,
The
if
one
you clone someone, why would they look slightly different?
That's a good
that
question.
is imperfections.
If they're an
I can
exact-
understand
it's
like,
the 60s.
if we paid a
they
body
were doing
double.
drugs and they were like, oh crap,
Right,
we
right.
put the wrong thing.
Yeah.
We got a
He was in
little-
an accident.
yeah,
He was in
yeah.
an
We
accident.
got a little bit of a drop from Steve over an accounting accident.
Oh, no.
Someone's hair, just
yeah,
a
yeah.
strand. Oh crap,
I
that's
can
why
I
he's-
can understand like if they look slightly different if it's let's say a body double,
Right.
Because you're never gonna find
Right.
a body double that looks exactly like
Right.
whoever the person is. But if they're saying that it's a clone, then it wouldn't look any different. As I understand cloning,
Right.
Based off of comics and movies and
Yeah.
Right. Well, I
sci-fi
mean,
novels.
Star
Yeah.
Wars, they literally make a clone army.
Exactly.
And everyone's the exact
Right.
same person.
So
Yeah.
The only difference is
If-
like haircuts and
if your argument is
Voluntarily.
the body double thing, then
Yep.
the fact that they look different would, or the fact that if your argument is they're a clone, then
Right.
the fact that they look different wouldn't work.
right.
Technically, they're refuting their own argument.
Oh, yes, they are.
I will say
Yeah,
though
absolutely.
that this one I'm more
I also
okay
believe it's
with
all
because
true,
it's
by the way.
only 2 years between, as opposed to when they go, "Hey, it's 6 years between these pictures."
Yes.
Clearly, it's not the same person. Like
Yeah,
2 years, it's like
obviously.
you don't
Listen, I have
change
a,
as
Yeah.
much.
I
as
have a
like
photo of
6.
Steven Tyler when he was 10 and a photo of
Okay.
him now. Two completely different people.
Two completely different
Yes, it's
people.
It's not the same.
Yeah. No. I mean, have you seen Sean Connery? Obviously a clone. I was just watching Hunt for Red October, and then I saw a picture of him the other day.
Right. Yeah.
And,
definitely,
definitely a clone.
You know what
okay.
I'm actually surprised about? That,
What's that? What?
Some of these aren't on here. The people who don't look like they've ever aged. Like Keanu
That's a
Reeves, Sir
different
Patrick
conspiracy.
Stewart.
That is a different
because that would,
conspiracy,
because
yes.
that would also be one where you could say it was a clone.
Right. And they
Because
just keep swapping
they
them?
are the like they look
Yeah.
exactly the same. Like all of these are ironically, like you guys just said,
Yeah.
they're defeating their own purpose of going, it looks different, therefore it's a clone. And it's like,
Right.
no, but the people who have looked the same for 20 years,
Yes.
that's more likely to be a
Well,
clone.
and I used to think that about like Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
You know, you look at early TNG and then you looked at him in like the year 2004 and the guy hadn't really aged a day.
yeah.
But you look at him now,
really old.
yes, he's finally actually starting to look older.
Isn't he? What is he, like 80?
He, yeah,
70s?
no, I think he's in his 80s now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Still looks good for
He's
his
getting
age.
there. He's
yeah, I was
getting
gonna say,
there.
he looks good
He's
for his
getting
age, though.
He looks
Yeah,
great for his
he
age. I
does.
mean, he's
Anyway,
getting a
that's
new
all
series.
top.
But
He's a
anyway,
great
okay,
guy.
the next celebrity replacement theory.
This is the one I
revolves
heard
around.
about
Okay,
before you had said this.
is Who is it?
Avril Lavigne.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This theory goes that Avril, everyone's favorite 90s pop punk skate girl, actually died in 2003, and an imposter, that's spelled in all caps, has taken her place for the last 12 years. If nothing else, that could explain why this was allowed to happen. The rumors were all started by a Brazilian Avril Lavigne fan page, with the party line concluding that to help cope with the pressure of fame, Avril often enlisted the help of a body double called Melissa. Eventually, it all just got too much, became too much, got too much.
It got too much, people.
And Avril was found dead. Cue Melissa becoming Avril Lavigne as a full-time job.
Why do they have to die? Why
okay,
can't they
so-
just go, you know what? I don't want to do this,
anymore,
but I know you need my image. Let's swap it. I'll record it, and they just
Right.
lip sync.
Isn't
Avril Lavigne the one that was known to
She got
lip sync?
caught. No, there was somebody else got caught lip syncing on
There were a few.
SNL. Well, there
I was
are,
on SNL.
Yeah, but there was someone that got like legit like caught.
Yeah,
Well,
it was
Like
okay,
the track
so-
started playing and they
right.
weren't even looking at the mic.
I know
Yeah.
Milli Vanilli back in the day.
Yeah.
They were lip syncers. But the issue there sometimes is you have a gig, you have to show up. Maybe you've lost your voice.
Sure.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, let's fix it. Let's lip sync, perform well. Nobody will know the difference.
Yep.
And then people are like, oh, they're a fraud. Actually, maybe they just had a really bad cold.
Right.
Right. Plus, it's like you're
Anyway.
lip syncing to what you've already recorded.
Exactly.
Right, yeah.
That is still
it's-
your
it's
voice.
not- exactly.
Yeah.
It's not like someone else is singing it and you're doing it. No, you
Right.
recorded it at another time.
Yeah.
But like you said, and like sometimes you lose your voice. Sometimes you like are doing dances during it and you
Right,
don't,
so
like
you're
you
gonna
run
sound
out of
different.
breath.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can't keep up to the pace of the song, and it's a lot easier to lip sync while
Right.
you're doing some crazy dances.
Right.
Here's my argument for this one though. It's like, okay, so it was a known body double or some, let's say she uses body double all the time. So if Avril Lavigne dies, she has had music that has come out since 2002.
Yes.
How the body double might not necessarily have any talent. I mean, there's only
Right.
so far that like
Yeah.
auto tune can take you.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
It's appearance.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
that's when you go to the other celebrity theory of are they really dead? We know
Well,
like
sure.
Tupac.
Yeah.
How is
I mean,
Tupac
he's still
coming
running
out?
around, yeah.
He's still running around. He's still making albums, apparently.
You know that?
That actually is not super uncommon
Right.
because what artists typically do is they have a lot of demo tracks. They have people write songs for them, or they're
Yeah,
writing songs. They could be in the middle of working on 30 different songs.
Right.
And what they have are these demo tracks, where they've worked out some of the lyrics, they've worked out some of the kinks, and they just kind of have left it there
Yeah.
until later, because you're not going to fit 30 songs onto an album.
Right.
You're going to go with 12, maybe you're working on 30. So it's not uncommon for an artist to come out with music after they've passed away because they were obviously.
Because there was stuff left over
Exactly.
that they could have
Exactly.
finished up. And yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, is it Prince that has like a vault of unreleased songs?
Yeah, when you've been doing it for decades, I'm sure you have a ton
He
of
was real
music
big
you've
on
never
like
released.
recording things and then like, okay, that's never going to be released.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, it's smart. Like, let's say you want to take a year off from recording.
That's
You're
true,
like, I've
yeah.
already got this in the bag. So the example they have here of this Melissa replacement is Avril Lavigne posing with her fist in front of her face, and on her hand is written the name Melissa. I'm
Clearly it's
sure
a different person.
Clearly, based on that one thing alone.
Right.
That was her way of trying to reach out for help.
Yes.
I was told when you write a name on your hand, you can only write your own name. Like, I can't go. I try and write Benny, but it somehow
Because
always
it's
ends up as
impossible.
Dan.
Yes, it's impossible for some of these messages to be like inside jokes,
No,
or
no,
call
no.
outs to friends or family.
Conspiracies.
Yeah,
Or
conspiracies.
she knew someone
So-
that passed away, and that's her honoring that person.
Exactly.
Dedicate-
Yeah,
like
I mean,
dedicating
you don't know. And I love this. This person finally figured it out. So they have these side-by-side pictures, 2003 and 2013, Avril Lavigne,
yes.
and they have these arrows with words pointing to her face. One says pale, pointing to her forehead, like her skin tone. The other one is like in 2013, tan. It's so different.
Because there's no way she went outside between 2003
Oh
and
no,
2013.
not at all. One is what is hair in back in one picture, and then hair in front in the other.
Because there's no way she had a different. She didn't do this with her hair at some point.
No,
And
never.
the best part
Never.
is it's not even like she's got her hair back. It's on her shoulder. Like
Yeah.
it's not even like she's got it in a ponytail or something like that.
Right.
No, it's one's both in front and one's one behind.
Exactly.
I like the smile though.
Yeah, once his lips, the other says OMG teeth. Because people don't smile differently ever.
No,
No,
never.
no, definitely
You
not.
don't change as a person as you get older. Okay, the next one is Miley Cyrus in 2010. Also, why like female pop stars.
That's true. Of this list, we only had one male.
Yeah.
They're choosing people who, like, part of their identity is their appearance.
Right.
And, I mean, Miley Cyrus is a great one. She started off as a young actress.
Yeah.
And she grew up and wanted to branch away from Miley.
Disney Channel
exactly.
star
Hannah
thing.
Montana.
As many of them do.
Because, I mean, otherwise, if you look
I
the
ran
exact
into that,
same,
actually.
everyone's just going to go, hey, look, it's Hannah Montana.
I ran into that. I was a Disney child star for a little while.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, you guys didn't see
And then you rebelled?
And then I rebelled, and
Yes.
here I am.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they do have pretty strict rules about how you conduct yourself in your life.
That
and
they
everything.
do.
You know, you
That
got to
they
keep up
definitely do.
appearances, and then when you're finally free of that, you're like, I'm gonna do everything they told me not to do. All right, so in 2010,
Well said, Gary.
Yes, you can tell I went through my rebellious phase early. So.
I'm gonna do everything.
Yeah, in 2010, Miley Cyrus went through her dramatic transformation from squeaky clean Hannah Montana to the twerking, wrecking baller we know today. In the process, she had the audacity to leak nudes, smoke salvia, write in a song that she was hot, because that's controversial, and generally break out of the confines of being a prepubescent Hannah.
Almost as if she went through puberty.
Yeah, almost as if, she's trying to figure things out.
Exactly.
When I was 16, I actually wrote 3 songs about how hot I was. Nobody wanted to listen to them.
Nobody wanted to listen to them. It's because you weren't Hannah Montana.
That's true.
Unless
I also
you were.
lacked talent, and I wasn't very attractive.
Were you slated to be Hannah Montana's like replacement?
I can't talk about it.
Okay.
I had to sign an NDA.
Yeah. I signed a DNA.
Interesting.
So, as the theory goes, Disney was not best pleased with this. There are several variations on exactly what happened, but one most commonly believed is that they were so furious. The only logical conclusion was, basically to kill her. This person's
The only
verbiage.
logical conclusion was to murder her.
And then
Hold on, you didn't.
replace.
You
Okay.
didn't finish the sentence. Murder her, dump her body in the desert, and bring in her cloned replacement.
Yeah, I know.
Imagine sitting at
That's
that
very-
Disney meeting.
That's
right?
very specific place to dump
Yeah,
the
it's
body
like,
as well.
I just imagine it's like a Monday. Everyone's like sitting there like, oh, day's almost over. What do you think this meeting's about? And they're like, well, everyone, all right.
Yeah.
It's time.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know we were going to get to this point.
Oh,
We're
man.
going to have to murder Miley Cyrus, dump her body in the desert. Bring in her clone replacement.
Yeah, nobody objected to that.
And then everyone was like, well, we just want to get out of here.
Yeah.
It's Monday.
Yeah.
You know.
Walt would be proud.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
So They
okay.
woke him up for that, actually, because he's, frozen underneath Disney World right now.
Apparently.
Yeah, they woke him up.
That's actually, okay.
That's a different one.
That
Whoa.
whole-
Yeah.
And the reason they changed, that's another conspiracy. I'm just going to throw this in. This is your bonus conspiracy for the day. That the reason the movie Frozen came out was so that when you Googled Frozen Disney,
Oh,
all that
interesting.
came up was the movie.
Okay,
Interesting.
that is amazing.
That's a great theory.
That is
well,
a
that's
really
not even a
good
great
theory.
theory. That's a great cover-up.
Because you think about it, The Little Mermaid is based on Hans Christian Andersen's The Little Mermaid.
Right.
Okay.
What is Frozen based off of?
The Snow Queen.
Okay, right.
Two
all right.
completely different titles.
Right.
But that most of their other properties are named exactly for the original
what
property.
it's- yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, the
Yeah,
Snow
Pocahontas
Queen,
is
yeah,
about
yeah.
Pocahontas.
Right, yeah.
Mulan
Why
is
call it
about
Frozen?
Mulan. Yeah, why call it
Well, that's
Moana.
Yeah.
It's about
and it was
Moana.
about the same time that the theory started.
I love Moana.
Yeah.
I had to mention it.
So anyway, that's a really interesting theory. Another one is another female celebrity, Megan Fox.
To be fair, those two pictures look incredibly
The Imposters,
That's
they are
my
very
favorite.
different.
Yeah.
She's
but
definitely had some work
But
done.
she's also okay.
Yes,
so
she
the
has.
picture on the left is she's probably 17,
Yeah.
maybe.
She looks like she's either
And
still in high school
Yeah.
or just got into college.
I mean, if you compare a picture of me in high school to me now, I do not look like the same person.
oh, I don't think any of us do.
Yeah.
I do. Oddly enough. Not even
You're
kidding.
ugly enough that you look
No,
the
I said
same?
oddly enough.
Oh,
I'm still
okay.
I heard ugly. I heard ugly
I'm
enough
still
too.
ugly.
Yeah.
But if you look
Yeah.
at pictures of me when I was like 15, 16, 17, I'm just as ugly as I am now. Like I didn't get any better looking over
Right.
time. So
yeah, okay. So the imposters are either multiple government clones or synthetics, meaning robot.
I like the multiple government clones.
Yes.
Like they just keep like screwing up. They got to replace them.
They've got rooms for him to be. Oh, Megan Fox died again. Okay, go into her room. Just open it up.
Every president gets the tour of the White House. They're like, okay, so here's the mess hall or the cafeteria, whatever you want to call it.
like the mess hall.
Here's the hallway of bathrooms because I'm sure that's a thing.
Sure.
And here's some artwork. That's really nice. And there's our cloning room. And
Just kind of breeze over.
Just kind of
And
breeze
over
over.
there is the Lincoln bedroom.
yeah,
And
and he's like, wait.
back it
There's a hall of bathrooms.
Yeah. One for each day of the week.
This is
about this
my
art
this is
more.
my Monday bathroom. This is my Tuesday bathroom.
I
That's
would
right.
if
That's
I
right,
was
poo-poo.
I've got 2 Wednesday bathrooms.
like
That's
a
Taco Bell day.
bajillionaire, that I
Yeah.
would legit do that.
Yeah, a hall of bathrooms.
A hall of bathrooms.
They're all
I
different
would.
themed.
Yeah.
There's my rainforest.
Yeah.
And there's my desert.
Like
there's
a
my
smutty hotel with like different style of bedrooms. But mine's like the bathroom. So
Yeah,
like, I
but
have,
the
like, I
bathrooms.
can like pee on
Yeah.
Mars one day.
Yeah,
or,
absolutely.
Like, I'm
That'd be a ton
I'm
of
an
fun.
Arabian princess one other
Yeah,
day.
forget the golden toilet,
Yeah, yeah.
which apparently some Chinese billionaire has.
I'm sure more than
Themed
just
bathrooms.
one.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
totally do a theme bathroom.
Yeah, Spider-Man theme. This one's pink
That's when you gotta
themed.
swing upside down.
Yeah, swing upside down. Okay, yeah, you really get involved.
Yeah, I get really. I put on a full costume.
Okay.
Yeah, I get really. Sorry, we.
The theory, according to this strange forum, foxes replaced once in a while.
Every
Once in a while, when they feel like it, I guess.
4 to 5
with,
months.
with clones created by the government. And these are referred to by forum users as Fagin. So apparently, if you want to replace someone, you just replace the first letter in their name with the letter F, stand
got-
for fake.
Fagin, Fall.
And fairy, I don't like that.
Fairy.
Oh, good old Fairy Cox.
Fan,
Okay, that
Fairy Fox.
Fandy,
Fandy.
Fandy. Because we're adding the letter F.
Fan,
right.
Fandy, and Fairy.
Yeah. Every time
That
she
didn't sound right.
Okay, and every time, according to this, she looks different, which could be easily explained by the process of aging or the fight against it. It's a new clone, say the theorists. All we conclude is that the truth is out there.
That is true.
It is.
It is.
Miley Cyrus,
Yeah, we remember that
Avril
one.
Lavigne,
Avril Lavigne,
Beyonce, Britney Spears. The imposters are a series of clones. The theory,
Who's paying for these clones?
the government, and they're
Why?
only replacing women.
Why would? The
Why do you think we're in
government-
such big debt?
No, no, I
right
get.
now?
I,
mean,
oh, yeah.
I can maybe buy like the agents or whoever's
Right.
backing them. Why would
Yes.
the government replace them? What would be the point
it's
of that?
so that
Taxes.
we still have cool bits.
We need to tax
Celebrities
Britney
are tax
Spears' income.
deductible. Didn't you know that?
Celebrities are tax deductible. Yes. Help us build a wall and make clones.
And it's not even like, okay, I can understand if it was like some high-ranking
Right.
official
Right.
or
Right.
or a pop culture icon that was like kind of steering the
Yes.
thought process of the people these days. But it's Britney Spears.
Yeah.
She was also a Musketeer.
Yeah, I guess.
I guess it's Disney and the government.
Avril Lavigne, like Avril Lavigne hasn't been like super popular in a long time.
Not since
Not since she became a clone.
That's
not
what it
since
was.
like 2000. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Anyway, continue. I'm not going to go on like a rant like Ben does.
The theory: Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake were in a terrible car accident back when they were dating in the late 90s. The theory says Britney died, and since then, a set of clones have filled in for her. Theorists particularly like her 2005 track Mona Lisa, on which she sings "She's Been Cloned."
Well, that right there, it's proof.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the clones started deteriorating, and that's why she started shaving her head and go crazy.
Or it's possible one of the
Yeah.
clones wanted out,
Yeah.
and that's why they're in that. They're like, well, if I just ruin the image.
Do you think
know-
the clones get together for coffee and talk about it? Like, how was
they
your
gotta go
week
over
as a
the
Britney
schedule.
clone? Yeah, how was your week as a
Yeah,
Britney
they got to
clone?
go
It
over the
was
schedule
all right.
too. Like, I don't want
Yeah.
to do this show. Can you do it? I'll cover the next 2 shows for you.
And you walk in, you're like, "Hey, Britney." They're like,
That would be creepy as hell.
You
Like
walk
those
into
kids
a room, there's all Britney Spears faces.
Yes.
They all just stare at you.
You're all-
like,
It's like those kids from The Shining.
Yes, oh, exactly. Mm. I meant Brittany number 1. Oh, yeah, that's me. Okay. All right, so
Brittany
Eminem.
2B, Brittany
Eminem. Brittany 2B. I repeat, Brittany 2B. You have been called to the White
2B.
House.
Please report to.
That's the ponytail
Yes.
version.
Yeah, the ponytail
2A
version.
is hair down.
Okay, so Eminem, or Marshall Mathers, the imposter and Illuminati clone.
Oh, now see, okay, now I
How
got it.
does that
I am
make any
interested.
sense?
No, keep reading. This one is going to
Okay.
be true.
The theory: in 2011, Eminem revealed he had writer's block for 4 years.
So they cloned him.
So they cloned him.
Makes sense.
They're like, hey, Marshall, I have a surprise for you. I think this is gonna help you a ton. And he's like, yeah, what? Because that's my Eminem. That's my Eminem impersonation.
on.
And
That was
they're like,
amazing.
I cloned you, and he's like, Oh no, I think he would lose it. Okay, so at Writer's Block for 4 years, which theorists say is a cover
Spot on
for the
impression.
gap for between 2004's Encore and 2009's Relapse, because the real Slim Shady died in 2005 in a car. Why is it always a car crash? In a car crash organized by the Illuminati after he
Carried out
refused.
by the Winter Soldier.
Yes.
Continue.
After he refused to work with them. So he refused to work with the Illuminati. Why would you refuse to work with the Illuminati? I love the Illuminati. Anyway, where was I? The new Eminem was very different, says the Conspiracy Post. Quote, and those who are and were his true fans likely didn't buy this switch at all. I haven't bought a Switch yet. Many brainwashed people not
really
able
good.
to conceive of what reality is really like believed the lie and followed after their hero in his new mentality. Who wrote this?
You know,
Okay,
it goes
saying
okay.
that just makes me think, well, clearly James Gunn is now a clone. That's why he's a different person than he was 10 years ago from those tweets.
Sure.
Oh, he's
That's
a
why
clone.
they cloned
That's why they rehired him
Exactly.
too.
They were
Because
like,
they're like,
oh,
well,
he's
we can clone James Gunn because, well, we need a good director for this movie.
They actually learned he was a clone, and they were like, we can reprogram him.
Yes.
This is perfect.
So wait, why are the clones now programmable?
Well, they're
This
robot
doesn't-
clones.
this doesn't line
Yeah,
up.
yeah,
This
yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
line up.
yeah, yeah.
Anyway,
Okay. Yes.
sorry, okay.
No. Go ahead.
Well, my new theory is this: that these conspiracies are created by angry fanboys who didn't like the new album.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
So he's crazy already, right? He
Hashtag
really-
not my Marshall.
Hashtag
Yes.
not my Marshall.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
But
Yes.
it's just like he's sitting there like, man, this new album is crap. Obviously, it was close.
Obviously,
Clearly
yeah.
it's not the same.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the rest of the sheeple don't see it.
The sheeple. Oh wow. It goes on to say that the clone is a satanic homosexual sellout.
I'm sorry.
What
Say
in
that
the
again. Say that
world?
again. I just want
I
to.
don't want to say that again.
I want to hear you say it again.
status
because
update.
That is the best description.
Here's what I want you to do. I want you to look directly in the camera.
Yeah.
I am so
say it.
uncomfortable.
Just
You want me to
say
Okay, it
towards
goes. It
viewers.
goes. Actually, I do want to hear you say this.
All right, hold on. What is it?
It's right there.
Sell out. All right.
Okay, I've already said it. I think you can say it better.
There we go. A satanic homosexual sellout. Continue, Gary.
Sellout Eminem, who is leading the younger generations to being slaves to the new world order.
Oh God.
Because that
By
makes
the
sense.
satanic homosexual sellout.
Or maybe he's just the real Eminem. I don't know.
Also, why? Since when was the New World Order filled of homosexual, satanic homosexuals?
Satanic,
ideologies?
Satan worshipping homosexuals.
Since
Exactly. Yeah.
Eminem was replaced.
That's what
I
they
don't
want the New
know.
World Order to be.
Maybe the Illuminati was in a car accident and they cloned and replaced
The
the Illuminati.
Illuminati's cloned, yeah, didn't you
Yeah,
know that?
yeah, they're all clones. That's why they wear the robes, because they all don't. They're like,
I thought they were lizard people.
Cloned lizard people.
Cloned lizard people who can shapeshift from another dimension.
I think we should just start
Okay.
lumping all of the
Oh
conspiracies
yeah,
into one.
that's kind of what we do. Eventually, we just it's an amalgam of conspiracy theories. Okay, so the next one. This one's interesting. They've all been interesting. Taylor Swift, and I'm not talking about the those semis that you see going down the road.
My God.
Did you see that picture?
Yes.
It was a Taylor and a Swift. Sure. Anyway, okay, so the imposter, Satanist Zena LaVey, or Taylor Swift. It's kind of a chicken egg
That's her
situation.
real name?
No.
Oh.
The theory.
Xena,
No. Yeah.
your name isn't great.
Xena.
We're gonna have to come up with a stage name for you. I'm thinking Taylor Swift. I
Yes.
don't know. I
Yeah,
saw it on
yeah,
a
yeah.
truck.
Sounds
one
nicer.
day, and-
Yeah. They were driving to work
Yeah.
one day and they're like, I like this.
I like that. We're gonna
this.
put that on something.
It's
Yeah.
a good thing they weren't different. This is Swift Taylor.
Swift Taylor.
Actually, that's not bad.
That's not terrible. Yeah,
No,
that's
not-
more
It's
like
my
a
new
rap.
D&D character, Swift Taylor.
Swift.
It's a thief.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Of course.
The theory: Taylor Swift is a clone of renowned Satanist Zena LaVey.
Satanist.
Pretty much what it says on
Taylor
the
Swift
tin.
is the clone.
Taylor Swift. Oh,
you've
we've turned
blown
this
my
on its head.
mind.
Yes.
Yes. All right.
Yes, ridiculous, but you've got to admit they look pretty similar.
They do.
So whoever's
man.
editing,
They look
grab these
similar-ish.
pictures. Yes,
Yeah.
they look similar, but so do humans.
That is true.
I can guarantee you, in
It's the-
history or even now, I have a doppelganger somewhere.
Yeah.
Who probably looks like me, sounds like
That's
me.
how stunt
Yeah.
doubles are hired.
Yes,
I
exactly.
literally went through like a Google of them and they look exactly like that, where they look similar,
Yeah.
but they're not the same person. But
Right.
they
I'm actually,
look
yeah.
incredibly similar. That
Yeah,
one's
exactly.
just tiny.
I'm actually Benny's stunt double.
I thought so.
Yeah.
You're a little shorter.
Yeah, he hasn't fully grown yet.
Why you gotta,
He hasn't fully matured.
No.
He's still absorbing
so I'm not
water.
funny.
He's still
absorbing water. Okay. The next one is
Pouring it on myself.
the next one is Katy Perry, because we only replace
Women.
pop singers. Okay, the imposter is
The imposter.
what?
What?
That's just insensitive.
What?
JonBenet Ramsey.
Whoa.
I'm not even going there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No, I'm not
That
even.
was
No,
fun.
that's sick. That is sick.
By the
What
way,
is
did
wrong with you people?
did you guys know that I'm a clone of Grant Gustin?
Yes, I actually was aware
Yeah,
of that. Yes.
I mean, some things shifted
Yeah.
during the cloning process.
I'm still-
but
yeah, obviously
yeah.
somebody like knocked over the vial.
Exactly.
So-
I was
Yeah.
a discount
So
clone.
you're
Yeah.
like on call.
Oh, I think this one's gone bad.
They're like,
you're like a
"Ah,
discount
I stepped
clone.
on it.
Put him in the
Just put it
discount
water."
bin. Yeah.
Put it in
That's
So-
actually how they afford this and why they always look different. Is they're like, well, we could clone it perfectly for this much,
Right.
but for half,
One of our guys will go like this right before.
exactly. We'll just kind of throw it at the wall and just
man.
hope we get the right thing.
Okay, so another one is Mark Zuckerberg.
The Zuck.
This is like
Zuck.
brand new since the whole Facebook trial, and because his responses were very robotic.
Yes.
And so people now are convinced that there is a probably Facebook funded
Sure.
Mark Zuckerberg robot clone.
He is Facebook. The
Oh,
central server
yeah.
of Facebook is
Okay.
actually in his head.
Interesting
wow.
idea. I like it.
So he knows what everyone is doing. Well, not me because I haven't updated in forever.
Neither of us.
He still knows.
He still knows.
He
Oh,
still
he
knows,
owns
'cause-
Instagram.
Exactly.
Yes.
So also,
exactly.
your camera is actually constantly looking at you.
It's true.
Always.
That's why you put tape over it.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, I don't either.
I just look.
I
at
have nothing
porn.
to
Just
hide.
turn mine around.
Like
just
I'm
look
gonna
at porn
spy
and
on
plug it in.
Gary Cox.
Well,
He's not doing anything. He's not even at his computer. I'm staring at a wall.
there's actually someone right now just watching going, doing it. Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Every now and
No.
then they check
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
They're like, is he doing anything
If they were
interesting
spying,
now?
okay,
No,
if somebody was spying on me right now through my webcam,
Mm-hmm.
why not just watch it on Twitch?
It's more fun to spy on people.
It's more fun to spy on
Honestly.
people.
It's a better point. It's a better viewing angle, actually.
Yeah.
Oh man,
That's why I'm
so
constantly watching Dan from the bushes.
the theory. Yeah, so the theory. The theory here is that Mark Zuckerberg is a robot, and yeah,
That's the theory.
I think
that's
the
pretty much
correct
it.
term
I'm
is
not
Android.
okay. So I'm not
sorry.
even
The correct term is
right.
Android.
Android. Okay, robot, Android, whatever.
We don't use those
No,
words.
An
they're
Android, I
completely
know,
different.
I know, but an Android is a robot.
It
but
is.
a robot is not necessarily an Android.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay, so there is nothing to back up any of these claims.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not doing this. I know we have a tendency on this show to take these conspiracy theories and just discredit them.
Right.
But this is one that legitimately has nothing to back it up except him. He's a clone.
I believe
But
in
we're
all
admitting
conspiracies.
that. That's not a conspiracy. We're
I believe
just
in all
admitting-
conspiracies.
You believe in all conspiracies.
Yes.
Because the other thing that kind of ruins this is, if you clone someone, how do you clone everything perfectly?
Right.
Like their brain, their thought process, all
Right.
of these different things. And
Ah,
on top of that, I mean, there's plenty of people that, like Elvis. Why didn't they clone Elvis? I feel like that would be a very key person that
Well,
having a
I'm
clone
pretty
of-
sure I got gas from him one time. So,
Oh yeah.
like for the
Yeah,
car.
that's the only. Those are the
Like, he
only
pumped my
sightings.
gas,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
He also sold me a taco once.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
The guy
It was
gets
weird.
Forgot
around.
to
He's
put the
working.
chicken
He's-
in.
He's like, so
But see, that's an
Let's-
existential crisis question because you're like, what would
It
make the
is.
clone want to
Yeah.
be continue to be a pop star? Or
Well,
whatever?
because like the reason why I
they
think
don't
of
care.
that,
They have more clones.
that's true. They don't want to be a pop star. They just shoot them and they get another clone.
because like
Yeah.
the reason why that's a thing is
Yeah.
there's a therapy called ECT, electroconvulsive therapy, I believe,
Okay.
where
Okay.
pretty much they shock your brain. It's for people with very, very severe depression and stuff
Right.
like that, and they essentially do that to kind of reset their brain
Yeah.
to get rid of this. So
Yeah.
if you can do that to someone, a clone would not have the same thing. So it would
Right.
partially, playing the devil's advocate, it would make sense for people like Eminem if he all of a sudden had a different personality and a different way of doing
Well, he's
his
a
things.
satanic homosexual.
Well, exactly.
I mean, that's pretty different.
Replaced by the Illuminati too.
Right.
I know them. They wouldn't do that.
They're cool guys.
So there's like some high-ranking Illuminati
Yeah.
guy who's like, we got to replace Marshall Mathers over here, and they're like, but
Yeah.
the clone's a satanic homosexual. Like, nah, nobody will notice. It'll be fine.
Nobody will notice.
how they get the
it's pretty
discounts.
different. They're like,
So,
no, it'll be good. Don't worry about it.
The question here is this is where we just kind of talk about this. What's the motivation?
Well, yeah, that's what I've been saying.
You know what?
Okay, once again, I'll play devil's advocate here.
Okay.
Let's say the government is the one that creates these clones, right? Celebrities are known throughout the world.
Right.
Countries sometimes have, like, people will associate celebrities with countries. With a lot of these, Eminem, you think America.
Right.
Other countries would take that as a threat in the sense of their citizens are looking up to idols from other countries.
Okay.
Therefore, other countries' governments want to make sure that they don't have to start competing. Like, if another country started getting more celebrities, then more people are going to start wanting to go to their Hollywood instead of coming to America, paying money to watch our movies, paying money to send it to our country to fund stuff like that.
I feel like that's another wild conspiracy theory.
Oh, yeah.
That's what devil's advocates do.
Yeah,
they
exactly.
have to really
So-
reach.
Right. I know the motivation is money. It's all about the
it's
money.
always money.
Because instead of scouting for new talent, it's much more cost effective and time effective to
just keep going with
just
what you
keep
got.
going with what you got.
Well, actually,
or
what you got.
clone someone.
That's
yeah.
a perfectly good
Yeah.
argument as well, though, because if you think about it, a lot of movies, when they want to have a good movie, they always get someone who, or most of the time, they get someone who already has a presence.
Right.
So therefore, you would want to clone someone who already has a presence instead of going, let's hope this person gets the same reaction as this other person.
Okay. Yeah.
I love playing devil's advocate.
I know
This
you
is
do.
Fun.
I'm just never mind.
No, I mean, but like those would be
Gary's
potential.
like, I know you do, but you're insane.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
No, it's
I mean,
not that.
We,
It's not
we
that.
knew that.
Yeah. It's one of my pet peeves, actually.
Devil's
Oh, I
advocate.
hate it.
Oh, I thought that
Because-
Dan was insane. Oh,
No.
one of my pet peeves. I hate how
Not
insane
like-
Dan is.
Yeah, not like one of my pet peeves where we'll like have an issue.
Right.
I just mean like to be a devil's advocate for the sake of it.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah.
I know you're one of those people who just loves being devil's advocate. And you like arguing the
Whenever
other
I
side.
do it, it's more for the sake of like opening someone's eyes to another point of view,
Sure.
not for the sake of like just
Yeah.
pissing you off, but
Yeah.
to just open it. But this one, I'm
Right.
just reaching hardcore.
Right. Because I'd rather people just say what they think and like,
Yeah.
what do you actually think, and just argue that. But
I have 2 points. One,
What are they?
I never said Dan could be my advocate. That's big.
whoa,
Two, I feel like it wouldn't be cost effective for the government to like, we need more pop stars or whatever. Like, that just seems weird to me.
It's
And
the
why the-
discount clone factor.
Because,
Right.
like, let's be honest, nowhere else in the world in terms of like Hollywood, like nobody's like, yeah, let me go over to Romania's Hollywood because they've got better
Right.
actors than us.
no.
Well, England.
But
Okay,
yeah,
so-
so
so-
I mean, they get most of our movies. and
We know
stuff
the
over there.
motivation.
Yeah, we get
right.
some of theirs.
So we know the motivation is mostly money.
Yes,
Yes,
definitely.
It's keeping the same faces and the same
Sure.
talent in the ring. But some of the issues we run into with this is it's upkeep.
Yeah.
I mean, it's upkeep. It's you have. I mean, obviously, clones are not going to be as healthy as the original.
Right.
Usually,
as
I'm
far as
sure.
we
As
know,
far as
based
we
off
know.
of sci-fi and
Yeah.
novels.
Shall I devil's advocate one?
Oh, please
I
go
never said
ahead.
you were allowed to.
How much does it cost to 3D print something?
Now we're just 3D printing
We're,
people.
well, I mean, think about the cost effectiveness of
Just a
3D
neat
printing.
coming out.
Yeah.
Technology advances.
Right.
Probably the first couple clones were very, very expensive.
Yes.
But now,
Now
Yeah.
it's like
they're
25
cheaper.
bucks.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
You're
Yeah.
like, you
Yeah.
know what? I need a clone. Here's $20, and they're like, we can get you a discount
Yeah.
clone. It's gonna have a
go to,
weird.
like-
it's
They-
gonna
they
be a
use-
satanic
They use
homosexual,
Square.
but it'll be okay.
They're like, yeah, here's my Square reader. So you can just okay.
I was,
cool.
I was like,
Who
they
do
just
you want?
go,
Who do you want to clone?
Basically, you just to go to like a FedEx print shop or like
Right.
a Kinko's if there's any still around,
Exactly.
and just be like, you have to say like the certain thing. The guy's like, all right, come on in the back.
Come in the back.
Exactly.
Yeah, who do you want to clone today? Yeah, let me search. Yeah, we got that one.
We got that one.
one's in stock. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. It'll be about 2 days, and come back, and it'll be nice and hot and ready for you. So that didn't sound right. That didn't sound right.
I didn't like that at all in here.
Don't touch it too soon because it might smudge.
That's why some of the pictures look a little off. Someone was like, oh, this is perfect.
He's like,
oh,
"No."
no, the eyebrows are weird.
Yeah.
Sometimes they leave them in the sun too long. That's,
That's
why they're
true.
no
Yeah,
longer
yeah.
pale.
They
Good idea.
pale, yeah,
So
yeah.
the Yeah, so I guess the upkeep. So whether we're talking about clones, I guess body doubles, people who are like exact copies.
Those were truly discount. Those
Well, I mean,
those were
like-
thrift store clones.
Like somebody in the
Doesn't look
world,
anything like
somebody,
Britney
yeah,
Spears.
somebody in the world who just happened to be almost an exact copy of the person. They're doppelganger. So somebody who already has like a birth certificate, they're a real person.
Yeah.
You know, that I can see being more plausible. Like
Yeah.
we will hire you to keep playing this role.
Doppelganger.
Okay, I have a question.
Yes. What?
So we'll take Dan. Well,
Okay.
I'm going to pose the same question to you, but we're going to use Dan as an example.
Okay.
Yeah.
Grant Gustin is in a horrible car accident. Okay?
I'm
Okay.
sorry, I laughed. I knew where this is going, but
All
I
right.
feel bad laughing at that portion.
WB comes to you. WBCW, they come to you and they go, hey,
Yeah.
we still got like 6 episodes to film. Would you be the body double?
Bet your
but
ass I
you're like the rest of your like Dan will no longer exist. You have to become Grant Gustin.
Right.
Would you agree
Yeah.
to it?
Yeah.
Gary, same question if there was somebody that looks exactly like
However, the one problem with that,
you. And you'll have to leave behind your family.
exactly, that's
No.
actually the thing though, is if they
No.
grab someone who was a double that already existed,
Yes.
there are people that would
Yeah,
Well, let's say
exactly.
you're,
be
let's
able
say
to
you're working at like a
recognize.
nothing job, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, you don't really have any family or friends or stuff like that. And somebody comes to you and is like, you can be a pop star, but that's it. You're this person from now on.
Plus, you got to be a satanic homosexual.
Well,
Sorry,
sure.
that's
yeah,
part
yeah.
of the gig.
It's in the contract.
Only
Yeah.
if you're replacing Eminem.
That's true.
No, there were a
None of
couple
the
others that
others.
said satanic.
Well,
No,
that's
Taylor Swift was
what-
the clone of a Satanist.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah. She
exactly.
didn't start out that way.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
no.
I apologize.
So,
Yeah, get it right, Dan.
yeah. So then you would have, I think the most far-fetched thing for me with this is the fact that celebrities pass away all the time.
Sure.
You know, major political figures pass
Usually
away all
in
the time.
threes.
Usually in threes. That's what they say. And yet, the replacement or cloning, the replacement or cloning process is that rare. Why aren't we seeing more clones? Why isn't this more common? Why is it these very select, specific people
Okay,
being replaced?
I got a thing for that.
Because, Paul Walker passed away.
Sure. We sort of cloned him in that last Fast and Furious movie.
Yes, sort of.
Yeah.
family.
But I just mean like we don't seem to have an issue letting people go.
What if?
What if what?
Okay, so now obviously we looked at like
Right.
2 lists, right? And it was
Yeah.
kind of the same.
Yeah,
people
it was
in the
pretty
list.
much.
What if those are the screw ups? What if
Okay.
celebrities are cloned all the time,
But we don't notice
but
because
we
they're
don't notice
perfect.
because they're perfect?
Oh, okay.
There's
those are the
no real
Okay.
person in Hollywood. They're just all clones.
They're all clones because it's the same thing people talk about ninjas.
Okay.
Like what
when
if
you
other
hire
cultures
someone,
had
you just
ninjas?
get a box
Yes.
of pills.
Yes.
What if
the
because
person.
people are like, well, how come other cultures didn't have like ninjas? But what if the Japanese ninjas are just the worst versions, and that's why everybody knows about them? So it's the same thing. So those
Okay,
are the worst
okay.
clones.
Like the secret societies we know about
exactly
are actually the really bad.
because they're really bad about it. So these ones are the worst clones. They're the ones that came out kind of wrong.
Okay.
One of them turned into a
Okay.
satanic homosexual.
They're the ones giving it away.
Yeah, exactly.
So the actual,
whereas
like-
everyone else
Right.
is actually cloned very well.
So the political clones are perfect
yeah,
copies.
all good.
Yeah, I think Hillary Clinton is one of those. Like,
Probably.
people have claimed that she's a clone or a
Yeah.
robot or something.
At least the same. At a minimum.
No, it's a good argument. You know that the ones that we've noticed are the defective ones.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel so bad calling like these people defective.
Right.
Let's be honest.
Like,
that's a defective.
I'm sorry,
so
but-
bad.
We think you're defective, therefore
Like,
you're a clone.
You're
Like, they
dealing
come out the first time and
you
they're
know,
just like,
you're-
No, it'll be fine. It'll be
Right,
fine.
right,
It'll
right,
be
right,
all
right.
right.
No one will notice.
Like Miley Cyrus, you know, like seriously dealing with fame her entire life and all these
Sure.
big changes and being
She's the defective
essentially controlled, you know, seeing, you know, that she's like struggling with life.
Right.
And we're like, no, you're defective. You're not struggling with life, you know, you're just.
What if that's why she started doing this, right? She popped out of the cloning tube. Let's say it's a tube. She plops out of the cloning tube. And they're like,
for the record, I'm picturing Futurama. The
yeah,
tub of
yeah,
pink
yeah,
goo.
yeah,
yeah.
Welcome to the world of the... Oh, no. Oh, you meant like the actual phone
Oh,
tubes.
after
Yeah, yeah,
when
that
they
one.
come
Yeah,
back
yeah.
to Comedy Central.
And she hits
Yeah.
a wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would explain some stuff. Anyway, so they come out of the cloning tubes, right? And everyone's just like,
Right.
ugh, well, I guess it'll do. And that's why she kind of was like, screw it, I'm doing my own thing now. Ugh.
So
that's what she does.
the clone rebelled. The clone rebelled.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's reasonable, I guess.
All my arguments are
Okay.
reasonable.
I mean, that's pretty much the theory.
Yeah.
And
Conspiracies
it
are
revolves around mostly female pop stars.
Yeah.
And they've somehow been cloned
Those are
or
the
replaced.
ones that are the worst, and that's why we noticed them.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
So, any last thoughts before we wrap up?
This is
You got nothing?
very ridiculous.
Oh, it's absurd. I think it's totally absurd.
Honestly, if stunt doubles and body doubles weren't a thing, maybe I'd partially believe this. But the fact that there
Right.
are literally people that are hired to look like someone else, you can't say, "Oh, this is
Yes.
a clone." Like, even if it was a replacement, I don't think it would be clones.
Right.
That's
So
my
we're
final
not
thought.
dealing with like a Star Wars. This isn't like the clone army versus like the Padme double.
Right.
You know.
I'd watch that movie.
Yeah.
It's just all the clones versus an army of Padmes.
I would watch that.
Honestly,
man.
an army of Natalie Portmans. I had a dream about that one. But that's a different show.
You heard about 1,000 no's. You're like, oh. Okay, so
Wow, wow.
yeah, that's this episode of Conspiracy Cast. Are these celebrities clones? Are they robots? Are they just doubles who have taken over their counterparts' careers? Maybe so. I don't know. Do you have the answer? He does, because he is a clone. Yes, you can find me on YouTube at Film Circuit and on Twitter at Film Circuit as well. You can find Dan.
At Twitter at Dan T Producer or Twitch at Dan T Streamer.
Yes.
And I'm on Instagram for I am the Andy.
Yes. Thank you for watching this episode of Conspiracy Cast, and tune in next time when we talk about, what should we talk about next time? You'll never know.
That's the conspiracy.
That's the conspiracy. Thank you.